Hello and welcome, Reds, to the Liverpool versus Fulham pre-match build-up show at Anfield Road TV. If you are new around here, want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool, whether that be transfer news, pre-match build-up shows, live stream, watch-alongs, drop that like button as well. Dislike the video if you want that. And yeah, welcome. Hope you've all had a very good weekend anyway. Obviously, if you're just tuning in now, obviously the Arsenal game is on. Arsenal are winning 1-0. Wolves have it the post twice within the game. So hopefully Wolves, 15 minutes left in that game, can get that result over the line. But another match week where Liverpool hopefully it's been the reoccurring thing last couple of weeks. So we've all been wanting that instant reaction, a bit of better quality as well. And hopefully we get that this week because, by Lord, obviously we all remember that game earlier on in the season. Obviously a 4-3 crazy barnstorming result for Liverpool. There were so many screamers in that game as well. But chat, if you are tuning in live or if you are tuning in on the repeat, do get your comments in as well. Let us know your thoughts on the starting 11. Who'd you like to see start for Liverpool, and any obviously score predictions as well? You're absolute legends. Yeah, a little bit late, Fabian. I do apologise, lad. And oh yeah, Fabian, they are not too bad. Bickies them anyway, lads. Well, I do apologise, chat. As Panov said there, Jack, you're either very late or you forgot your. No, I knew it was on, mate. But obviously, it was having me scan. And regulars on this channel know I do love my food, and as you can tell. But yeah, and I do apologise, chat. And big up there now. Now, if you're free, mate, I'll drop you the link on Twitter. Just give us the thumbs up or whatnot. I'd love to get it on, mate. But no worries if you're busy tonight, mate. I hope you're all enjoying your Saturday evening, whatever you've been up to anyway. Still 1-0 Arsenal. Obviously, results it today as well. Obviously, a big result for Brentford. A 5-1 win. Luton were heavily depleted, but you knew Luton. Obviously, the big games for Luton is obviously the Everton game and obviously the other relegation fights you've got there as well. A big win for Burnley, 4-1 as well. So that brings them a bit more closer. We're all anticipating probably Burnley to go down, chat, aren't we? But it is what it is anyway. Obviously, Everton playing Forest. I think is it tomorrow, chat? Tom as well. Big up Tom, an absolute legend. So the Premier League game's on tomorrow. We're the 4:30 game, and we will be doing a watch along as well, chat. And I promise you, I won't be late. We'll be oh yeah, no worries now. Now, why are you watching me in the pub, lad? Appreciate you tuning in, lad. But enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy yourself. And hope you're having a good time as well. Fraudulent behaviour, nah, that's just Ricky's FIFA skills anyway. But I could just said this for you though. But big up there, Dean, as well. Hello, Jack. Hope not too bad, Dean. Most important thing, mate, is you've had a very good weekend, my good friends, and every single one is. But in terms of obviously the results for Liverpool, firstly we'll go into Fulham's form this season. Well, over the last couple of results anyway. Obviously, they recently did have a big win away from home against West Ham. Obviously, Liverpool have got to go to I was going to say Upton Park. Obviously, the West Ham Olympic Stadium. Obviously, Fulham did suffer a 1-0 loss to Newcastle as well in the Premier League, and that was coincided the previous week following as well. A big result for Forest. Whatever Forest do in the next couple of weeks, I think that result could have a massive impact in whether they do survive this season as well. Obviously, Sheffield United and Fulham 3-3. So you're seeing a very much a reoccurring thing, and obviously this goes to show obviously a big result for Fulham against Tottenham. We know how good Tottenham have been this season, obviously with a couple of injuries and Postecoglou's fellas as well anyway, but they are, and judging from obviously the earlier game that we had this season, obviously going back to our recent head-to-head games, obviously playing them in the League Cup over the two legs, obviously we got a 1-1 draw in the second leg and obviously a 2-1 win at Anfield, and even that 2-1 result we can remember. I think there were so many counter-attacks in that game where on another night Fulham would have probably got a couple would have put a couple more of them in the back of the net as well. And then obviously the Premier League one, as I mentioned, that was probably one of them as a neutral, but even in terms of goal quality as well, I think we remember going back to that game, Alexis McAllister scoring a goal of season contender. I think it'll certainly be up there as well. Certainly should win goal of the season, but there was plenty of goals in that game where you were like, oh, bloody worldies. Like, it was one of them games. And obviously, prior to that game as well, a 1-0 win for Liverpool in the Premier League in the year prior. And obviously, the 2-2 result last year as well. So it's not going to be an easy game, chat. We know the qualities that Fulham do possess. But I think the main one that we'll all discuss, main topic of discussion really for me and probably all yous going into this game is how many times, as I said at the top of the show, that we want to be seeing a performance. It's come to the crunch, and shout out to Pep Guardiola as well. And if you haven't seen his rant, go on Twitter or X or whatnot. He's absolutely fuming about the scheduling. And it's good to see that it's not just Jurgen Klopp moaning. Obviously player welfare as well. I agree with Pep. The fact that City weren't playing on the Sunday, and obviously you've got Coventry United on a Sunday, even though those two teams haven't been playing in Europe. So it's going to be mad, in all honesty. But big up there, Charlie. Aït-Nouri needs to be signed this summer. Obviously a very, very talented player himself anyway. Obviously just keep on checking the Wolves Arsenal game. That is still 1-0 to Arsenal, mate. Charlie, yeah, very good player. I like obviously a lad that's going to be playing for Fulham this weekend. Robinson, obviously the American fullback. I think he's 25, 26. Obviously with Aït-Nouri, he's a lot more younger. I think Nouri, how old's Charlie? Go and check his. How old is he? He's like 22, 23. Well, he might be a bit younger than that, but I think he was a bit more younger option, to say the least anyway. But Liverpool were to go for a new left-back signing, if Costas is leaving or whatnot, Robinson as backup, certainly would do a job for 15, 20 million anyway. And big up there, team. Being a tough week. Need a response tomorrow. It's pretty similar to the side that started Thursday. Maybe swap Jota for Salah and Mo and Darwin on the bench. It's a great point there, Dean. And chat, get your starting 11s in the comment section below as well, Dean. Probably the biggest question for all of us going into this game is, does Salah start? I think for all of us, not really. Does Salah deserve to start? Not really. Will he start? Yes, most probably. So this is the situation, not just for the next couple of every game this season in the league's massively important. But I think the issue for me, I don't know how you feel, chat, is obviously Liverpool at this moment in time, we're not in a position where we can. Obviously, we've got attacking players, but you'd say rotate and play players in form, but when the large majority of your forwards are all out of form, it's something that we've not really become accustomed to, really. Obviously, there's typically when we had Mane, post Mane and Firmino era, when you got Jota, Nunes, Gakpo, Diaz as well. You'd probably argue Diaz has probably been Liverpool's most informed forward over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months as well. I think obviously his goals have been absolutely imperative, really, in terms of Liverpool getting these results over the line. But yeah, Liverpool aren't going to go direct. We're not going to be playing a 4-4-2. So obviously we're going to be playing a right winger, left winger, and then striker as well. So I'd like to, as Dean said there, Jota through the middle. I'd like to see Elliott start right wing. I think he deserves his opportunity. And I'll play Diaz on the left wing as well. But you do wonder, going into the summer, whether with the new manager coming in, whoever that is, whether Gakpo will be happy with playing off the bench anyway. I think a player of his ability needs to be starting game in, game out. But that's part and parcel of being at a big football club. You're not always going to get in the starting 11. Maybe if you had the ability of Sadio Mane or Salah when he's in form. But I think there might be, as I mentioned this season, chat, there will be a couple of big names moving from Liverpool, and I think might be one or two of our attackers, because I don't think they'd be content with sticking on the bench anyway. Big up there, Maverick. Just hope for the best. No points losing your head over it in the running. Hope for the best. A new rest coming next season as well. Yeah, Maverick. Whatever will be, mate. As Maverick said there, they're trying their best. Just currently not good enough. Can't flog a dead horse if they don't have the legs, energy. That it is what it is. Squad's just not good enough. And that last line is said there, Maverick. Just the squad is not good enough. You're spot on there, mate. I think none of us at the beginning of the year. If you're regular on the channel, obviously I never anticipated Liverpool to be in the position where we are. I don't think any Liverpool fan. Of course, we have ambition as a football club, just the quality in our squad, but as we all anticipated, the changes, as Maverick said there in midfield, it's helped. But as Maverick said, the squad's not good enough. Hopefully, it will be good enough next season. It's still a young squad. We need to improve in the summer, and hopefully that will be the case with the new manager coming in. But there's still a job, I think, Maverick. I think you'd agree as well, though, mate. And all he is, when you're in a position like this, you need to really at least try and capitalise as much as you possibly can. Say you can get to a final. Obviously, getting there is a huge achievement. Obviously, winning the thing's even better. But if any final, as long as you get to the final, you'd always have a chance anyway. Look at bloody Real Madrid in that semi-final this week. Like, they were shocking. They were absolutely appalling. City battered them. But they hung in there, and that's what hopefully Liverpool can do. If Liverpool hang in here at the back end of the season, who knows what happens anyway? You never know. Wolves could get an equaliser there tonight. Cue Arsenal getting the second. But funny things do happen in football as well. As the upper said there, Quansah for Canate, I'd agree, mate. I want to be seeing, and chat, as we spoke about on the Thursday night show, on the watch long, on the post-match as well, I want to be seeing Gomez start. I honestly do not. Chat, do you understand why? Obviously, I want to get your thoughts. Why Gomez hasn't been starting? I was saying this to the lads off air as well. I get starting Robinson and Dirobo. You want to be a bit more attacking from your centre half as well, or your left-sided defender. But Joe Gomez not starting has massively impacted Liverpool in the last couple of weeks. I think, for me, if he's in my top 3 of Liverpool players of the season. He's not 1 or 2. But for me, Joe Gomez has been Mr. Consistent. Similar with Quansah as well. And I know Quansah's made mistakes as well, but we all know how young this lad is. And I'd much rather him make mistakes and learn. And that's what it's all about. I think all of us as fans, obviously, will critique players as well. But I think Liverpool fans, even when Carragher broke through, Gerrard, we understand where this squad is. And that's the most important thing going into next season as well. You're looking at Szoboszlai is very young as well. Maka will have a whole season under his belt as well. Endo, and hopefully, what's his name? Bloody name. The DM. DM, what's his name? Bajcetic, there we go. Oh, I forgot him. He hasn't played for Liverpool for that long anyway. Obviously, he played against Manchester United in the under-21s last week, and he done quite well. Big up, shout out Dan's as well. I'm pretty sure he's all seen his back heel at Old Trafford. Lovely, jabbly. Won't be the only back heel he'll score at Old Trafford. Got a bright future. But Bajcetic, I'm hoping he comes back to full fitness next season as well, because I think that's one of the most. I think we see how much of an impact he made last year. At there was 5-10 games back end of last season, and he burst onto the scene. I'm like, bloody hell, who's this lad? And you haven't seen images of Bajcetic so far since he's come back from this injury. Obviously, he's grew about 5 inches, and he was already a big lad himself anyway. But it's a thing with like Kay Gordon. I think everyone's been wondering the last 12 months, where's Kay Gordon been? Obviously, he's picked up a couple of injuries, but obviously with the growing, it's the thing. Everyone goes, "Oh, growing as a footballer." In their development, it's absolutely massive. Obviously, it is basically rehabilitation in terms of you have to readjust their game as well. Obviously, Kay Gordon must have been sat in a bag of compost or something because I think he's grew to about 6 foot, but he was quite a small, agile player when he come through the youth ranks as well at Liverpool. But he certainly grew. Similar with Trent as well. And we knew Trent, and obviously, I think he's become a lot more stockier over the last 2 years as well. His body developed, not just his game, but in terms of his physicality as well. So Kay Gordon now, and hopefully Ben Doak will like grow a bit more out as well. So it's all about their development and that ability. And similar with Kwanzaa, like we're gonna give these lads time. The main thing is that they're learning now, and especially if Amanin does come in, certainly he's given a track record at Sporting Lisbon in terms of promoting the youth. I think that will be a big reason, a big thing on the CVs as well in the interviews. Whoever does come in the summer will need that good experience in terms of relying on youth as well, because it's always sexy to go out and buy £100 million player as well. But sometimes, if you just look a bit more closer to home in terms of the academy, and there's so many great documentaries and so many great interviews already on YouTube as well of like journalists speaking and academy directors as well. Alex Hinglethorpe. I've completely butchered that name, but like the quality is there. So that will be that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to think of the word. It's going to be their remit in terms of obviously when they come in, they need to promote youth and everything and all that. So it's going to be exciting. And obviously the summer window, we'll do our transfer videos as well. But I think, as we know, we've saved 40 million in Kwanzaa. He's a bloody talent and a half. Kay Gordon, he's got a big future. Will he develop as quickly as we want him to? Probably not. So we might need a bit like Harvey Elliott when we loaned Harvey to Blackburn, and obviously he had a stellar season, and then he come into the Liverpool starting 11. So and Owen Beck as well. I think he's just recently today been voted in the Championship team of the season as well. I think he obviously is playing for Dundee, and he's 21. So he's got a bright future at the football club as well. So it's all looking very rosy and promising as well, chat. Whatever does happen this season, I think Liverpool are certainly in a very good position in terms of the whole club. Obviously, the club losing a manager of the quality of Jurgen Klopp, but at the end of the day, that day was eventually going to come, whether it was this year, last year, 2 years' time. We needed to have eventually planned for life after Jurgen Klopp as well. As Jurgen says, it's not gonna last forever anyway, as he said in his Liverpool time. So it's going to be one of them. Let's get to all your comments as well. Keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. We'll read out every single one of them as much as we possibly can. We'll discuss. Chat, get your starting 11s if you haven't already done so as well. But as Maverick said, TAA Trent is not fit enough. Yeah, obviously he's just come back from India, and he mate. Mac 10 fatigue. Even Virgil van Dijk needs a breather, but is still needed for Fulham as well. And that's the thing, Mav. We're not like City, where City have 50-60 million pound replacements. Like, look at them in the summer. You spent 80-100 million pound on Gavardio. Like, he's like, look at like when he went and signed Cancelo, and then he done a swap deal with Danilo as well. Like, everyone forgets all these like little 30-40 million pound players, but they add up. But it would be lovely if Liverpool could go out in this summer window and back whoever the new manager is and go, right, sounds, you can have 50 million pound players. Obviously, Liverpool in the summer, we went for Caicedo. I still think that was the PR stunt anyway. But if we certainly have got 150 million pounds in the bank, and whatever does happen in terms of players leaving the club as well, especially with a couple of Saudi clubs coming for some of your players as well. You're looking at 200,000 off the wage bill from Thiago. You're looking at an excess of probably 100 to about 120k off the wage bill for Joel Matip as well. So, and then if you were to give them a contract, so you are saving money long term as well. So it's all good. But I think obviously Joel Matip, when he has been fit for Liverpool, he's been Virgil van Dijk's best partner by a bloody country mile, as we know. But we'll miss Joel. But hopefully, wherever he does go post Liverpool, he just gets the opportunity. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to Germany, goes back to Schalke or something. But what a player. Free transfer, by the way, as well. When Matip's been fit in his time at Liverpool, ridiculous centre half. Absolutely ridiculous. We got to start our best players, they got to show up as well. Eamon's obviously referring to when we're speaking about Salah, mate. I'd agree, mate. And hopefully we're not banging our heads against the wall or that table, kitchen table at the weekend, mate. Anyway, so yeah, as he said, Eamon's, it's mad that I'd like to see Elliot, but as he said, Salah has to start. But that's a position that we've left ourselves in as a club anyway, where we haven't got. Obviously, it's going to be impossible to replace Salah's quality. I think for any team in world football, we've had the player of Salah's ability anyway. But yeah, he needs to deliver more. And it'd be great if it wasn't just Mohamed Salah as well. I think we need to see the likes of the other players in the team, whether that be Nunes, Jota as well. I think we just need a couple of goals, Reds. I'm hoping that we do get a couple of goals tomorrow because, as we know, goals change games anyway. No, it's 2-0 Arsenal. Who's just scored? Sorry, chat, I jinxed it. Yeah, Odegaard 2-0. So Arsenal have gone top. So now, going into the game tomorrow, Liverpool need to deliver. Hopefully that big up there, Storm. Hope you had a good week, a good day, mate. Hopefully, Jack, we'll be able to get over the line, buddy. Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah, Jack, give up on, it's back now. Nice. Thank you, Panel. Really appreciate it. Big up there, stay. 3 games in 6 days, guys. Expect rotation, 100%, mate. Big up Matthias, evening, mate. Was put into after the second half against Atlanta. We'll put the PC. Yes, that's Liverpool drivers mad. Matthias, they do. 6 wins. Let's go on. Big up, chat. Good to see a couple of new faces in as well. Charlie, I think the pace and strength of the Prem has caught up to Sobo Jack. Plus, not playing in his right position as well. Yeah, I've had good discussions with the lads off camera as well, my mates, and it frustrates me because there's a player in there with Szoboszlai. Obviously, he started the season extremely well, didn't he, Dom? Especially based onto the scene. But as is like Everton, footballers are only human. That they will succumb to good form, they'll succumb to bad form, and a bit in the middle as well, really. But I'd agree, Charlie. I think we'll see the best of Dom next season when he's actually, as you say, played in the right system. I think Jürgen has got to since he's announced that and probably not shoehorned Szoboszlai in, but I think with the new coach coming in, he'll have a good report already. Obviously, hopefully the manager's already been boxed off since Jürgen announced that anyway. That's what I think it's done. Obviously the lad from Ammerden. I think Ammerden's done. It's just a matter in case of when Sporting mathematically officially win their league. That's when I think the announcement will get made where he signed a pre-contract agreement. Probably already signed it, but it's not become public knowledge so far anyway, because you don't want to be disrespectful. I think the way Liverpool handle ourselves, we handle ourselves with a professional manner, I'd say, in terms of the press as well. And especially if you are going to be doing a bit of business in Portuguese football as well in the future, then you want to go things about the right way anyway. Big up there, Wigs. How are we, lads? Paul, how are we, Paul? Chat. It was all a good weekend anyway, and enjoying your Saturday night, whatever you get up to. Anyway, if you're going out, look after yourself, have a couple of bevies and that. And Dean, I think we need to stop rotating the back four, mate. Yeah, I'd agree. I think all of us would agree, Dean. Get back to get back to the settled back line. Bit of a continuity is what is needed for me. Clean sheet on Thursday as well to boost the confidence. And I think people will read that line, a clean sheet on Thursday, and probably scream at the telly or your screen, but it is, Dean's right there. You've got to start somewhere, whether that be Thursday night, hopefully, or whether it be tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. There needs to be a start point, really. A Liverpool start point has been to concede early, but I think the quickest way to address that is just getting into them. I think the lads will look at the result tonight. Obviously, Arsenal getting that result over the line. It's done a quick look in terms of league standings as well, and especially obviously we're playing Everton very soon, as we know, but Arsenal are playing Tottenham away from home next week, so it's imperative that Liverpool get this result over the line tomorrow. To say I'm looking forward to it, I'd be lying to you. I don't think any of us are looking forward to it, but that's the thing. You've got to go in with a bit of confidence, a bit of belief as well, and just get behind them as well. Big up there, Zuki. I know you're not a big fan of Cody, mate. I love Cody Gakpo. Like, thing is, similar with Dominic Szoboszlai as well. I think we've massively underused Cody Gakpo. There's a player there. There's certainly a player. I've seen many of the wingers at Liverpool we all have, that are absolutely horrendous and never should have signed for this football club. Cody Gakpo's got quality. He's young. He's he's come to the Premier League. It's a lot more physical. The quality from the Dutch league is certainly massively different as well. So, apologies, chap, but yeah, certainly. I love him to bits. Unlucky there, George. Obviously, City cheating again. Sorry. Oh no. City not getting a penalty given against them today, but it is what it is. Unlucky there, George. But George, your record at Wembley. What's that now, George? Is that like 9 consecutive losses on the bounce or something stupid for Chelsea? Well done, City. As long as you just beat Man United in the final, that sounds. Seems when Coventry do the business tomorrow. A question for today and the future shows. Big up there, Maverick. Do you honestly think that FSG will bankroll some serious wheelings and dealings necessary this summer? Maverick, I'll answer that straight away and I'll say no, because obviously you've been on YouTube 7 years now? 6 or 7 years. And even the time when Jürgen come in, and obviously when we had those when we literally missed out in the league, I think it was, I don't remember doing a show where I was saying just back Jürgen Klopp, the best manager of my lifetime. And the following year we went out and obviously won the Champions League as well. But that should be a Champions League and Premier League double, might that be had. So I'll say that, and I don't think so unless, I'd agree, Maverick. I think we will see 1 or 2 big players leaving the club. That's the way FSG have been, mate. I think obviously history with them as owners. Obviously everyone pinpoints a bit of investments. Obviously they've been a bit of changing. The fact that FSG, from a football and strategic point of view, are bringing in the likes of Edwards, and they're bringing in people that are very good at the job in terms of the data guys. Obviously, FSG, we haven't seen the film Moneyball. I'm pretty sure you've all seen it already, but if you haven't, go and check it out. I think it's got Brad Smith on anyway. That's a bit of research for you. This weekend, but obviously that was Fenway, obviously the baseball team and their Moneyball. The way they tried it at Liverpool certainly didn't work as well. But what FSG have now learned is, surprise, surprise, when you get data guys, when you get footballing data people in the right positions, like at Liverpool with Michael Edwards, Mike Gordon, and obviously Julian Ward as well, when you get people that are actually good at the job, then good things happen. And you don't always, that's been a big thing for Liverpool, especially when you're competing against Manchester City as well. Liverpool spent money, and I'm not saying Liverpool not spent money, because we spent 70-80 million on Van Dijk, Alisson as well, but they were, and we knew they were going to be our mainstays in our team. Alisson, Liverpool been crying out since a good keeper since Pepe Reina. But I think Pepe Reina had probably 3-4 good seasons at Liverpool, but Alisson Becker's certainly, I'm only 28, but he's certainly been the best goalkeeper Liverpool have had in my lifetime anyway. Obviously, Ray Clements, and the list is endless anyway. Brucey winning the Champions League as well, but Ray Clements, what a goalkeeper. But Alisson Becker in my lifetime, ridiculous. So if the money's there, say if there's a world-class DM available, obviously the name below Saicedo, whoever that is, if the new manager wants to come in and wants to bring in a a pinpoint signing to very much start his revolution at Liverpool. Go out and back the manager. I think for any manager coming in, their remit, and they will be asking FSG, will I be having X, Y, and Z in terms of transfer funds? And they'll probably, of course, they'll have to back him. It's going to be a big window. I think, obviously, with the way in which it's not going to be wholesale changes, but it just depends stylistically. If the new manager comes in and goes, right, 4 or 5 of those players I can't work with. And if that's the case, then it's up to the lads to the top of Liverpool to very much move them out the door and get good value for money as well. So the good thing is Liverpool have got ridiculous money back from very average players over the last couple of years anyway. It's quite remarkable. I think the fact that we got, 20-30 million from Ryan Brewster just says a lot, really. Well, it's one of them. But big up there, Maverick. Yeah, we'll certainly do plenty of shows on that, mate, because it's a massive talking point. But great question, mate. Thank you for asking that. Definitely not Maverick, but as Riggs has replied there, we'll sell Salah and Diaz. It's a huge sum of cash to spend as well. Yeah, nice one there, Chaffer reminds me. Yeah, I jinxed it. Sorry. I did say so we'll get the second one. We should sign Grokerez. I've completely butchered that. Sorry for anyone. That the big lad from Coventry anyway. That's it just goes to that in itself just goes to show everyone turns the nose up at people signing players from the Championship and goes, oh yeah, Championship player, they won't do it in the Premier League, they won't do it in the big leagues. Proof's in the pudding. Jamie Vardy as well. Like Jamie Vardy at his prime in the Premier League was ridiculous, and he started off in the lower leagues as well. So there's quality out there, but when you're at a big football club, like, could you imagine if Liverpool signed a player from the Championship and everyone's screaming at telly now going, yes, we did. We signed Ben Davis and whoever and Kabak on loan. But no, like Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, I know football has changed massively, but what has improved is the scouting. Liverpool winning league titles by signing players from like League Ones and Championship players as well. The list is endless. I'm pretty sure everyone that watched Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, the list is endless, the amount of players. So for me, it's not ideal. I'm not saying we're going to win the league off buying a load of Championship players next season, but I'm not going to be a snob really in terms of just turning my nose up. But as is social media, being on YouTube for 6-7 years, it looks amazing if you sign a player for 100 million. But sometimes, as history has shown, as with Chelsea as well, when you spend so much money, it doesn't always guarantee a success. That's the big issue with Manchester United as well. If you ask any Man United fan, and they'll say, yeah, I wish we'd signed 3, 4, 20 million pound players for the money of Anthony. Like, Ajax knew exactly that they were like they were doing Manchester United, but it's them. It's one of them. It's about getting principle in terms of getting a vision and the way in which you want to play, and then backing the manager as well. But yeah, for me, whoever does come in, it's got a very big job in the summer. Very big job. Funny though that the Prem find the time to dock points for Everton and not Forest, but City will carry on picking points up and not be docked. It's just mad, Paul. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. But the thing is, City could win the Premier League for the next 3 years with that still going on. So unless the Premier League, but they won't. Like, say if it's Liverpool or like an Arsenal comes second, like whoever, it's like in the Olympics, if like if a drug cheat gets found in the Olympics, you get demoted, and whoever got silver got gold, and whoever got bronze got silver, and whoever finished fourth got third and got bronze. But that's what I'd like to see in football. But that's when you open Pandora's box. Like, say if City do lose out in the league titles, but then you'll have everyone finishing, fifth, then suing City, counter-suing them, going, right, we've missed Champions League revenue because we would have got fourth if it wasn't for you cheating or whatnot. So it's going to be one of them, but City won't be getting done. I'll tell you that now, mate. We'll all know. They'll get fined by about 20 million and dock 2 points anyway. It's what it's going to be, sadly. It should be a 2-horse race. City and Arsenal. City throw out the league, but if only the Premier League was run properly, mate, as well. But it is what it is. Right or wrong, I don't see any serious purchases unless it's from Maverick. Salah sold and funds come in. The plan is Amarin to get a new tune out of the same players, may get a decent priced unknown DM as well, mate. That's the thing, Maverick. The thing is, as is football, like Brighton, like Man United and Chelsea, well, both of them have tried to like buy people. Well, they have bought people from Brighton over the last couple of years, and they did. Brighton are the poster boys in terms of how in Europe of how to run your football club properly. Like Chelsea have literally signed everyone from Brighton, and they're still absolute just Chelsea. But it's having that foundations at every department and having it run properly. Obviously, when Liverpool winning the leagues and like pre-social media now, everything's covered now. Like as a fan, like in the early 2000s, you couldn't give a toss who the sporting director at Liverpool was, but now everything's micro-analysed in terms of everyone knows everything. It's like yeah, he's the sporting director, he's the head scout or chief scout or like whatever. Like everyone knows everything now, and that's the world we live in anyway. Everyone's very nosy. Like football fans, we all love our football clubs, but like some people just go even greater and just analyze, and that's great if they want to do that as well, because it is always good, and especially we all want to know obviously who the like if we get a couple of new signings through the door, obviously Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, 20 years ago we just wouldn't have cared, but now everything's like blown up, and you know the name straight away. It's like, that's him, and that was so it's all well and good. It's fascinating, really, as is football, especially like sports science as well. Like that's loads of documentaries as well, and like it's always good. If you're speaking of documentaries, go and check out what you haven't seen it, the FIFA scandal. Obviously, there's a great documentary. Obviously, Platini, obviously getting done anyway, and we knew he was cheating years ago, taking bribes. But there's these players aren't performing under Jurgen, could get fully unlocked by Amarin as well. Yeah, that's the thing, Wiggs. A good coach makes the best of what he does, like what he's got available as well. It's the and that's what Jurgen Klopp, in terms of man management. I'm not buying this notion of man management isn't a part of being a great manager. It is. Like you look at Jose Mourinho, obviously, when he's been very successful. I think if Mourinho combined with Klopp's man management skills, I think Jose Mourinho probably would be the best manager in the last 20, 30 years, because he falls out with a lot of players. And obviously everyone I do highly regard Mourinho, but I think in terms of being at certain clubs, I think he would have been given a bit more time. And I think in terms of getting that extra couple of yards out of his players as well. But it's different managers have different philosophies as well. I think Carlo Ancelotti, everyone goes on about how much of a tactician he is, and he's one of the best tacticians. And certainly he's in my top 3 managers of all time. Anyway, I love him in terms of what he's done for the game and previous few in about 2007 still. But he is one of them. But one of his biggest characteristics as a great world-class elite manager is his ability to communicate with players as well. Similar with Jurgen Klopp. You're only as good as your assistant. I think a manager said that a couple of years back anyway. There's been some documentaries, but you were saying you're only as good as your assistant. And I think where Liverpool have not got over the line, I think obviously with Buvac, obviously his time at Borussia Dortmund as well, he was a player and person, i.e. hence why he fell out with Jurgen Klopp as well. He was not a yes man. He would always argue with Jurgen Klopp, and why he was so overall successful in Germany. Buvac and obviously Jurgen Klopp. He didn't get. Sometimes there wasn't time hence why they fell out, and they were very at each other's throats as well. But I think Liverpool have kind of failed, in my honest opinion, in the last couple of years in terms of not just quite getting that over the line. Not as in failing, but we've had amazing seasons. But in terms of just making that final step was just having that bit more in the technical area as well, in terms of just a bit more. Like you look at the manager at Leicester as well. He's used to be Pep Guardiola's assistant, isn't he? Or one of the assistants, one of the many great assistants as well. Obviously, Jose Mourinho, I think he was the assistant to Bobby Robson at Barcelona all those years ago. So it's one of them, and that's the cycle of football. Like these great assistants, like they come out of nowhere and they go, "Oh, sounds," and then they get given the opportunity, and then they delivered as well. Big up there, Sporting Bengal. Jack Lad, how are we, mates? Agreed, Fabian. Trafford for sure. Big up there, chat. Just seeing pictures. Could be, yeah, sorry there, chat. That's it, Fabian. He's a good player when he plays his position as well. As Fabian said there, Gakpo is decent in his preferred position, is left wing. That's why he's been playing better recently. 100%, mate. Nunes is the one that annoys me. Oh, Suki does all of our heads in. Nunes is doing his own heads in as well, mate. But it's that, as you've already said, chat tonight. Hopefully, we do get a bit more consistent in terms of team selection tomorrow. And whoever does play, I think, as you've already mentioned at the top of the show, chat, you said you'd like to see a bit more of a stable back line. So hopefully that would continue with the starting three tomorrow as well. Well, time will tell. Pick up their machine. Drives me mad. Pick up their red machine. Alisson, Robbo, Van Dijk, Quansah, Trent, obviously switching them. Trent, obviously playing right back, Robbo left. Endo, McAllister, Grav, Gakpo, Jota, and Elliott. That's for red machine. I think I'd agree with that, mate. Possibly even I'd put Gomez in over Andy Robbo, but it's one of them. If Kelly leaves, I would recommend Trafford from Burnley. Yeah, 100% there, Fabian. Obviously, I agree with Fabian. Trafford is for sure highly talented goalkeeper, didn't he? We remember that bloody Burnley game. Was it Christmas time? Was it Christmas Eve or Christmas Boxing Day when we played Burnley? And he was like, "Oh, he's just saving everything." Done me headed anyway. Back in the day, Clements and Keegan came from lower divisions. 100% there, Phil. Lower divisions when we signed for us and become great players. So why can't anyone do it nowadays? Yeah, I was trying to think of a couple of names, mate, but Phil, yeah, and people go, obviously, football's changed, but when you think about it, Phil, there's certainly a couple more Jamie Vardys down there in the likes of League One and like League Two and like the Championship. Look at as you've already mentioned, the lad that's gone to Sporting. How much did he move from Sporting, chat? I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but you know what I mean. The lad at Sporting, the striker. Was it 30? Wasn't a lot of money. Was it 27, 35 million? And now he's worth what? 80, 90 million in today's market. It's ridiculous, but that just goes down to show and how good the scouting is. Because I'm telling you now, there must have been Premier League teams down there that had the opportunity to sign him. There's no way Sporting Lisbon had a clear run in terms of signing him. I bet it was like the Chelsea, United, or a couple of other teams in the Premier League, and the scouts went, yeah, there's this fella at Coventry, do you want to go for him? And all the top teams, or even mid-table teams in the Premier League went, nah, he's not going to be good enough, and hence he's gone to Sporting Lisbon, he's banging in goals left, right, and centre. It's just the most Chelsea thing is, they'll probably sign him in a couple of years for about 80, 90 million anyway, so it's the thing, there is players out there, but as we know, chat, it's not the sexy thing to do. Go out and buy League One or Championship players anyway. But it is what it is. Does anyone know, big up there, Dean, anyone know how much about Arne Slot, the final manager, is being added to the list of potential managers? I don't see Amman coming in, unfortunately. Dean, obviously, I think you've been to the lads before we come on air tonight. He's won the Eredivisie once, I think he has. Arne Slot. Obviously, Feyenoord have got a rich history producing some very good managers. I think Dirk out the manager a couple of seasons ago. It was about 5-10 years ago. Fine old manager, but it is what it is, mate. Thing is, Dean, it could be another one of them. Like I never anticipated the Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou to do well in the Premier League. That's just me being me in terms of not backing the manager and being naive, really. I think a lot of people were naive in the beginning of the season, going, "Oh, he's not done nothing." In terms of, obviously, he won the league at Celtic, and he's won trophies where he's been. I think, obviously, at the J League was he in as well, or the Australian League. So it's going to be one of them. Like, the thing is, like every great manager, you look at where Bob Paisley come from, you look at Shankly as well, and even Ferguson coming from Aberdeen, like obviously doing very well, Fergie, and then getting that big money move. It took Fergie, 5-6 years to get his first trophy. So, thing is now, there's no grace period for any young managers coming in, like as is was like. And the thing is, we'll all give. I mean, we know Liverpool tend to give managers time. Everyone go, "Oh, you didn't give Rodgers time," but thing is, when you just got Brendan Rodgers chatting absolute bare wham on a Sky Sports, he just lost the plot in terms of just what he was saying. Joe, when we've all seen managers come into Liverpool, and you're like, and you listen to what they're saying, and Rodgers was just chatting bare wham. Like even he knew he was getting sacked after that Everton game anyway. But thing is, when he comes in now, whoever comes in needs to not just talk the talk, but you need to walk the walk as well. And that starts on the training ground as well, getting the maximum out of the new players coming in, or most importantly, getting the best of what you have available. Because let's not forget, we've got so many great youngsters at the club, but we've got the best. He is the best goalkeeper in Wales football. You've got Virgil van Dijk, the best centre half when he's in form in Wales football as well. So you've got some of the best players in their position. So if you're a potential manager coming in the summer, you're not just signing for the sake of signing for Liverpool. That is a big pull in itself. But you're looking at that squad going, whew, I'm going to be able to see the opportunity to coach some of these players. That in itself is a big pulling factor in itself. So it's all going to be well and good. And of course, managing Liverpool. Do you know, I've just read plays 4-2-3-1 formation, and in Europe Cups, 4-3-3. That's all I know. And when he's 40. Thing is, Paul, yeah, all these managers now, they're all like, obviously, you look at Julian Nagelsmann. I think he got his first opportunity was at Hoffenheim. I remember us playing them in the Champions League qualifier. Remember that game where Trent scored that free kick, one of his very first goals for Liverpool, when he come through as a very young lad anyway. But yeah, he's I think Nagelsmann, obviously. You do look at the young managers. I think we're the best young managers, or even just managers in general, they usually tend to get injured as a player and then develop into the management sides as well. So it's going to be one of them, Paul. There'll be probably a load of prodigies. You look at Xabi Alonso now. So it's the new crop of young managers coming through. It's going to be very exciting. Who's going to be the next Pep Guardiola, looking like Xabi Alonso? Who's going to be the new Arsene Wenger? Who's going to be the new Jose Mourinho? Obviously, who's going to be the new Simeone? So it's fascinating, and it's obviously football is probably like a cycle every 5 to 10 years. New players come through, new managers come through, different changing of philosophy as well. I'm pretty sure there'll be certain managers in the next 10 years that might go to a 4-4-2 system and go a bit more direct. Like even it's fascinating when we watched Leicester win the Premier League. You were playing like 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1. It was mad. It was so direct, but it was effective football as well. Like I'd wish Liverpool went a bit more direct. Like where we've watched Liverpool in the last couple of weeks going, yeah, we'll walk the ball in here, boys. And you just like, just come on. It's not just a case of going direct. It's going direct with the purpose of getting it up to the big man, or just one of your players bringing it down in the penalty area and just getting onto the end of it, laying it off for another player as well. So probably, yeah, kind of, yeah. It's hard to pick from Fulham. It's hard to know who is up for it. Anyway, let's hope that we get you as well. No, you don't want me, Maverick, up front, mate. No, certainly. Um, Maverick up front, Nunes, Gakpo, and Salah as well. Just thinking the lack of real athleticism in the midfield. I think the whole midfield needs supplementing or reforce. That's why I'm mostly interested in seeing if there's any change next season as well. Maverick, we've all seen this Liverpool team. We knew we had one of the best number sixes in world football, Fabinho. We know how important. Like, you look at the great Barcelona sides, Busquets. You look at Casemiro for Real Madrid as well, Rodri at Manchester City. Having a dominant six in your team, but even a six that is very good at football as well, in terms of just being the controller, in terms of dictating play as well. So we massively. But the thing is, that's not me saying none of us are saying get rid of Endo. Endo is an amazing squad player. Like, you want those type of characters in your squad. Like, Endo has got quality as well. So, like, if you're going to be bringing in, because rotation's key, as we've seen this season, the players need rest, and it's about having. The thing is, Jurgen's best years, we had one of the best starting 11s in world football. Probably had a better starting 11 than Manchester City. But City had the better squad in terms of 1 to 15, 1 to 20 as well. But Liverpool were very reliant on our back five playing every single season. And as we knew with the midfield, it was a guaranteed midfield three of Hendo, Gini Wijnaldum, and obviously Fabinho. And then when he started deteriorating in terms of form, fitness as well, then you peel Liverpool's squad's overall quality back and you go, oh, it's not as good anyway. And talk about players that went to Liverpool from lower divisions, John Aldridge as well, and Ray Houghton as well, come from Oxford United. Yeah, the list is endless, Fabian. Would be good, mate, to see. Well, I don't think, the thing is, especially me doing YouTube videos last 6-7 years, me did as well. I can foresee and I can envision like Liverpool signing a championship player and X going off or Twitter going absolutely berserk. But as social media world we live in, mate, it's gonna be mad. Rodgers chatting wham when he was losing games by 5 against teams that he had no business beating. Yeah. Thing is, Wiggs, what we'll learn, and hopefully FSG don't get done by the Mr. PowerPoint FC managers. Rodgers could sell, like, what is it, Wolf of Wall Street? Rodgers could sell you this pen. But when it comes down to managing a football club, yeah. Just ask Leicester fans as well. And Fabian, I knew, he's got lower divisions as well. Endo was good, cheap buy, and I do think we missed a bullet not getting Saicedo and the young lads from Southampton. Yeah. But it is what it is. Chat, I'm going to go score prediction, going big. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool. Chat, let me know. But yeah, the main thing is, in terms of just quickly looking in terms of Fulham's injuries going into this game as well tomorrow afternoon. Let's get the Fulham injuries up. Well, you've got no big injuries. Yeah, you've got no injuries, no suspensions as well. But in terms of Fulham, you do look, just goes to show how much of a mess Everton as well are in. Tom, big up to you live. He's still in the comments. But he's a good manager, Marco Silva. A very good manager. He's one of those managers that does a job in around 10 to 12, 13, 14th in the Premier League. I think Fulham fans will be happy. And the fact that they are where they are, the 12th in the Premier League now, they play the game more than Brighton, but they are 2 points behind Brighton and they're 5 points behind Chelsea as well. Marco Silva is a very good manager, but you know what you're going to get with Marco. But the fact that they lost Mitrovic at the beginning of the year to the Saudi League, or did they lose him in January? Whenever they lost him as well. And the budget as well of Fulham, it's not going to be something crazy. Even though, if you ask Fulham fans, I think they've got the most expensive season tickets in in the Premier League. I know it's like down south prices anyway, but I think the prices for their season tickets are astronomical anyway. Ridiculous. But chat, whatever does happen tomorrow, hopefully Liverpool can get the result over the line. We will be live. If you're wondering where to watch the game as well, we're doing a watch along. We'll be live at 4:15. So if you don't get your notification, we'll be live. I won't be late. I won't be 24 hours late this time. We will be live as well for the game. Win, lose or draw, we'll get behind the lads as well. We're hoping and we're willing. But main thing is tomorrow we get a performance and we get a reaction as well, especially with Arsenal winning tonight as well. Paul's gone 4-3 Liverpool. Wiggs has gone 2-1 Liverpool. A scrappy win, but we get it over the line as well. Large up to big up there, 12th man and the Reds in the chat. Good game tomorrow, but what's the arm and believing? You never walk alone. 100% there, 12th man. After getting on the channel soon, mate, you're very welcome to jump on the post-match tomorrow, mate, if you are free. But keep doing your live streams as well, mate. Been watching, been doing very well. And chat, make sure you head over to the 12th man YouTube channel as well. Drop a subscribe as well. And yeah, chat. Scrap that. Alisson's back 3-0 Liverpool. Happy days, Paul. And Fabian 2-0 as well. But Reds, and a massive thank you to everyone that is tuned in tonight, chat. If you are new around here and you're watching up till now and you haven't subscribed, drop a subscribe on the way to 6,000 as well. But yeah, we'll be live at 4:15 tomorrow, chat, and have a lovely rest of your Saturday night, whatever you're doing. If you're going out or whatnot, behave. Know what he's all like. And if you're staying in, enjoy it with the fambo or your mates or whatnot. And yeah, everyone, see you tomorrow for another episode. And a massive thank you to everyone tuning in tonight, Reds. And we go again, Liverpool. See you soon.